arrived home shortly after, found the dead body, and called police as well. Surprisingly, authorities wouldn't have to go on any manhunt to find this killer, as Guilherme turned himself in. Arresting officers noted that Guilherme seemed relatively calm about the matter, also stating that he seemed to understand the seriousness of the situation. When they asked what his motive was, Guilherme stated, quote, "because I wanted to."
Mas por que você fez isso? Por que quis?
Você tá indo de uma situação, Guilherme. Você matou uma menina novinha, Guilherme. Por que você fez isso?
He would inform police that his killing was premeditated and had been meticulously planning this murder for close to 2 weeks. After his arrest, authorities would search Guilherme's home and found the 52-page manifesto that he referenced in the grisly video. This manifesto was titled My Dictionary, and in it he claimed that the killing of Ingrid was done as a methodical attack against Christianity. The details of exactly what Guilherme meant by this isn't exactly clear. His writings were said to have consisted of incoherent ramblings, loosely detailing his depression and dissatisfaction with life. It has been reported that Guilherme mentions wanting to attack a Christian church in the manifesto. A psychoanalysis performed on Guilherme would reveal that the man suffered from a persistent delusional disorder and antisocial personality disorder. Outside of this, the only other clues to his motives comes from a statement that he gave to an arresting officer. Quote, "She crossed my path." And outside of that and what we've previously discussed, that's really all that's known in terms of motive. Sometime after Guilherme's arrest, Gamers Elite, his gaming team, would issue a statement to local media, stating that the team's leadership had never met Guilherme in person and that the team members were appalled by Guilherme's actions. Most players said they had never even seen his face until the video was sent to them. As the news spread online, many took to Twitter to voice their opinions regarding the incident, with most paying tribute to Ingrid and expressing their condolences to her friends and family. Eventually, the man was set to face trial for his killing. Guilherme's defense team would hire a psychiatrist who diagnosed him with persistent delusional disorder and antisocial personality disorder. On August 15th of 2022, Guilherme Costa was found guilty for aggravated murder and he was sentenced to 14 years in prison. Curiously enough, it's been reported that the reason Guilherme got 14 years instead of life in prison is because a psychiatrist had found him to be semi-imputable, meaning a medical professional had determined that a delusional state contributed sound mind when he perpetrated his crime. In a sad case involving a delusional psychopath who simply wanted to kill, that was the story of Guilherme, the Call of Duty mobile killer. Daniel Zietz, also known by his gamer tag Phobos, had been playing Gears of War competitively since 2006, well before the explosion of esports into the mainstream. Daniel was one of the first professional Gears of War players, and was a member of a gaming team known as the Amazing Squad. He would often attend MLG competition and had been described by his friends and competitors as one of the nicest guys you'd ever meet. Aside from his Phobos gamer tag, Daniel was often called Mr. Buddy Buddy, which was a nickname that his friends and competitors gave him simply because he was such a kind person. In addition to frequenting tournaments, Daniel also streamed live on Twitch, playing games like Destiny and Titanfall. And unfortunately for Daniel, it would be a gaming-related interaction that would ultimately put him in the situation that leads to his death. In Atlanta, Georgia, on the night of September 12th of 2014, Daniel was playing games with some of his friends. And he told them that he'd be right back. He then steps outside to meet a couple that he had gotten in contact with over Craigslist. Apparently, Daniel had made plans to meet with this couple and sell them his PlayStation 4. The console was relatively new on the market and was difficult to find. Daniel would meet up with this couple in the parking lot of his Sandy Springs apartment at approximately 9:30 p.m. At this rendezvous point, he would meet the individuals he had been communicating with on Craigslist. Those individuals being 20-year-old Nathaniel Vivian and 16-year-old Kayla Dixon. The girl's 16-month-old baby was brought along as well. However, what you might have put together by this point is that the couple that wanted to do this PlayStation transaction at 9:30 at night, they didn't have the best intentions. As a matter of fact, Nathaniel had been meticulously planning a robbery with Kayla for over a week by this point. Apparently, Nathaniel, low on money, had actually recently sold his own PlayStation 4 to pay rent and wanted to get another console to replace it. He thought the best way to do so was to sucker somebody in on Craigslist and steal it from them. In the planning of the robbery, Nathaniel even searched up terms like how to rob someone on YouTube. His intention for organizing this Craigslist meet was very clear. After the group meets up and exchanges pleasantries, the conversation then switches to the PlayStation in Daniel's hands. And it's at this point where Nathaniel lunges towards Daniel and grabs it, trying to pull it out of his hand. So Nathaniel quickly grabs the console and tries to rip it away, but Daniel resists and actually puts up a fight, not having any of this robbery. And seeing that Nathaniel was getting overpowered by Daniel, that's when Kayla comes into play. Seeing the ongoing struggle, it's at this point where Kayla reaches into Nathaniel's glove box and pulls out a .25 caliber pistol. She aims the firearm at Daniel and pulls the trigger. The bullet pierces Nathaniel's hand and then hits Daniel in the chest, causing him to fall to the ground breathless. Nathaniel quickly scoops up the PlayStation, hops into the vehicle, and this would be Bonnie and Clyde.
Breathe, man. Just breathe. Think I'm done saying my goodbyes. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Did you hear that alright? There we go. There we go. Sorry about the sound, guys. There we go. Sorry about the sound, guys. There we go. Sorry about the sound, guys.